All right, we are on the air and we are recording, Chris.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Donkey Car DIY-RoboCar virtual race. Today we have a new track, a whole bunch of new goodies. This is, really taking the simulation and virtual racing platform to another level. Before we get started, I wanted to introduce Maxime, who is the track master and simulation god. Maxime, can you tell us a little bit what we're going to be seeing today in terms of just the track and the simulation techniques and any special challenges?
Yeah, so today we have something new, which is called random cone scattering. So we will have a cone which is randomly placed on the track. So we won't change that position of the cone, so that everyone has the same chance of not hitting it or else. And so hitting it will give you a penalty, but it won't change the position of the cone, or it won't collide with the car. So yeah, we should see some nice avoiding, I hope. And yeah, that's it.
And if you hit the cone, you are penalized 1 second. Is that right?
Yeah, I think yeah. 1 second is good. Yeah.
Is that
penalize 1 second?
Yeah, I think that's so. The timing this time is automatic. Is that correct?
Well, it's not fully automatics. So on my side, I have a private client that is connected directly to the sim, and the sim is sending me some events. So imagine the RCI car crosses the line. I receive a packet with the given timestamp, and from that I can calculate on my side the each lap times, and yeah, it works pretty fine.
And this is a new track as well. Where does this track come from?
Well, this track has been created by one of Jack's students. Jack, if you want, you can talk more about it.
You're doing a good job. Keep going. You can even switch to some French. We like your accent.
All right. So yeah, it has been made by one of Jack's students. So it's their physical racetrack. So they modelized it into the sim, and I'm really happy to have that integrated to the new version of the sim. That we have some new tracks, and yeah, it's quite funny. I mean, it's quite fun to have some people around here that just make some tracks. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I can add a little bit, Chris. We are expanding our relationship with universities. The students usually need a capstone project, and then everybody wins, right? So through the mentorship of Maxine and another friend of us that's in Australia, but I think it's 3 a.m. for him now. He won't be able to join us.
Yeah.
The students were able to do this track. That's the sim to real or real to sim at UCSD. This is my classroom at UCSD. We're back to teach in person, but we have to teach outdoors, and they look very similar to this. We have another track in the works that is the Thunder Hill. It should be released soon after we test it. We just have to figure out how often we're going to change those tracks. But I believe that now we have the process documented enough, Chris, that every 2 races or so, we can go change tracks and then start to add some of the challenge to it. So in this case, as my son saying, we have this random generated cone. There was a decision that we made that the cone would not stop the car at this point. We just, like you say, you can drive through, but we'll be able to say, hey, you get 1 second, because we will, like on the reality, you hit the cone and you keep moving, he would stop. So we try to figure out that if in the future we want to say, okay, if you hit the cone, you're really out, and I'll keep increasing the challenge.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned sim to real and the ability to take our learning or training from the simulation and apply it successfully in the real world. So now we have a track that looks like your real world track. And now we have objects around the track that also look real. Can we add like people around the track as well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can. We can, and then Maxine can explain the price for the assets and price in terms of computation price too.
well, for example, in this track, you have actually the chairs are randomly placed at runtime. It's not that I mean, it's not that costly to add some more objects because the simulator is pretty light in terms of vertices and scene complexity. So yeah, we could pretty easily imagine putting maybe 10 people around this track. So yeah.
Okay.
Basically, you can do whatever you want. It's
terrific. While we go through, we're going to, I'll give you opportunities to talk more about the technology behind all this, but let's start by inviting up our first racers, Rainer and Antonin. We're going to have, we're probably going to, maybe you can reset the server and bounce RCAI off. I think that's Ryan. That's good, right? That he's here. Let's see.
Ryan, can you disconnect? Because if I start the server, you're going to connect automatically. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There he is. There's Ryan on the so we're going to have 4 racers today. We're going to be racing head to head. So Rainer and Antonin will be our first. And while they're getting to the starting line, I wanted to mention that the notion of the random cone is actually taken from the real world races. We normally have a small child position the cone, which is great, a lot of fun for them. And this is simulation doing the same thing. Okay, so they immediately started, but that won't count. We'll get them back to the starting line. The race will be 3 laps, and the time starts when they cross the start line. So if for whatever reason they're slow to start, don't worry about it. It won't penalize them. We will probably have 3 heats, and then we'll have a ladder at the end to find who is the overall fastest. All right. So Jack, you, I didn't introduce you properly, but you are our track master, or you're running the server today. Anything you want us to know about what's going on there?
Yeah, so I believe we solved one of the problems or one of the things that we want to enable the folks that are away from California, away from United States. That's the latest on the internet. So these 2 agents, so robots are going to see racing. You already see one of them there. They actually are running from our server. So we enable 2 other races to create their container, not quite a virtual machine. You still use the same resources of the server, but they actually running the code from the server. So that's going to help us a lot of get people that they don't have to get timing or pay for timing on a machine that's United States and run their code. So we're pretty happy that we're able to do a lot of improvements for this race, Chris.
That's terrific. So it's a lot fairer for people coming from Europe or Asia. Okay, Jack, do you have a way to get these 2 racers back to the start line?
He's muted.
Jack, you're muted. Jack, you're still muted. Perhaps he's speaking to the racers.
I didn't realize I was on mute, sorry. Too many buttons to press it. So I'm actually going to start then Rainer's container first. Not you, Ryan. So you have to get out, please disconnect. Ryan.
RCAI, Ryan, could you please disconnect? There we go. And now we're going to have Rainer and Antonin.
Yeah,
Rainer,
and as soon as they come, they start Chris, and we should do the time because we don't have the control over when they really start. It load and goes.
Excellent. So they are off. Again, timing starts when they cross the line, and this is a race.
Those are 2 solid competitors, Chris. They spend the time, they put the time in. There was maybe 2 or 3 agents that they sent to me to test. We work out some bugs. The purple racer is actually located in Germany, and orange racer is located in France.
Okay, so I'm not seeing anybody hitting the cone. That's either luck or good training. They seem very well matched at this point. It looks like Rainer with Parking Lot Nerds is creeping up a little bit on Antonin. Oh, and Antonin's taking a wide turn. Rainer took a tighter turn. Still, oh, I'm not sure. It looks like they missed the cone again. So again, we're going to call that skill, not luck. And I think we're coming up on lap 3. Let's see whether,
and that's another thing that we decide for this race, Chris, that we're going to take the time for the 3 laps versus the faster laps. So it's the total time. So the 3 laps is what takes, and then people have to complete the 3 laps.
And that's the end.
No, that's the end. Okay, what's interesting is that although Rainer with Parking Lot Nerds had a better racing line, it looks like Antonin was doing better acceleration during the straightaway and managed to stay ahead. So Maxime, what are our final times?
Well, I'm compiling of that.
Okay. Well, it looks like Antonin's best time was 25:13. Best lap was 25:13.
Don't look at that when there are 2 cars.
Oh, really? Work. Okay. So we'll just look at the 3 lap time. Okay, so the 3 lap time is 81:77. And we're now putting in, that's the Antonin.
Yeah, I didn't have Maxine, there's no time for Parking Lot Nerds in this.
Yeah,
you got it?
I'm doing it. Yeah. So we have 28 here.
Do you have the length for this?
It's going to be very close though. You know, they started a few seconds away from each other. It looks like they finished a few seconds. So let's see which one
Sorry,
got ahead.
I'm trying to, Adam, I've just sent you a request to be able to modify the spreadsheet.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. So first lap time is 28 for Rainer.
28.
Yeah. Second is all right. Just some copy pasting stuff. Second is, oh, I should have messed up something here. Second is 25.1.
That's good. It looks like Rainer was going slightly faster.
Yeah.
And then lap 3.
And then lap 3, I have 25.9.
And the 3 lap time? Did I just add them all?
So 28 plus 25.1 plus.
I'll just add.
25.
This looks like 79.
Yeah, that's correct.
79. So Rainer at 79 beats Antonin at 81.77. But very close, both good times. Next up, we have Ryan.
Very solid.
Yeah, we have Ryan and Haru. So guys, if you can make your way to the, Jack, if you can, they have Haru, who's Trident, obviously.
Yeah, they have full control of it, so they can come. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. We are ready to go. So Jack, when you press the button.
Actually, you count to 3 and then they go, Chris.
All right. On your mark, get set, go. All right. Haru's off. Ryan is off. Now, while we're doing this, we normally ask the racers to talk a little bit about their technique. Ryan, could you unmute and tell us a little bit about your technique? Boom, there's the second
for
off.
me, I continue to use behavior cloning, but this time I went for more of a slower on the training runs, and so I think it made it more stable.
It's looking good. And Haru, what's your secret?
Yeah, it's a good old behavior cloning plus a bit of tweak where the model is actually predicting speed, and then we use the PID controller to actually vary the throttle to control the speed, so that the model behave more consistent, across different position on the track. So,
are you avoiding the cone?
Yeah, I did train with multiple cone configurations, and it looks like the one that Jack have on this server does appear to be similar to the one that I have. So, share luck.
For those who are not familiar with these races, the phrase they're using, behavior cloning, means that they drive the car manually in the simulator during this training. Oh no, Haru's goes off the track and is out for this heat. But yeah, back to behavioral cloning. They drive around the track manually many times with many different variations, and then the combination of their inputs and what the car sees is then sent to the server to train the neural network. The neural network then it produces a model, and these cars are now running the model that has been trained. So they're behavioral cloning in that it replicates the human behavior as best it can. There are other techniques which we may get into, but those are the ones used today. Was that 3 laps for Ryan?
That's right.
Okay.
So Ryan has hit in total 3 cones over the 3 laps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you the.
I'll take the penalty off the 3 lap time.
All right. So this one. So for Ryan, the first lap is 30. Oh, sorry. Is 37.5.
Mm-hmm.
Second is oh, that's weird. I think I messed up something.
Ryan, while Maxime is calculating your time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Ryan,
Sorry.
can you so Ryan, I noticed that you hit the cone 3 times. Can you talk a little bit about your strategy regarding cones and what you intend to do differently to avoid that?
I did not for this one. I did not really train for the cone, but maybe for next time, since the cone is random, I will just try to run different scenarios of different cone placements and like have the data and train that. Yeah.
Sounds good. 1 second penalty is not that much. So if you're going fast enough, it doesn't matter. However, if it's close, as it is between Rainer and Antonin, 3 seconds would make all the difference. Maxime, back to you. Do you have times for?
Yeah, the second lap time is 35.3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I'm just noting that. All right, and the last one is
so I guess you're subtracting timestamps from each other.
Yeah. It's 35.4.
35.4. Okay, so that would make a total of a total of 108, but now we're going to add 3 seconds to that. So 111.2. 111.2. Okay, and Haru, we have, I know he didn't finish all 3 laps. Do we have any time for him at all?
Yeah, so the first one is 26.
26, excellent. That would have been a lap record, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's a first lap record.
And we have 23.6. Wow.
That is a lap record.
Yeah. That's good.
And then a DNF.
And then it crashed.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so that's great. Right now, in first place is Rainer. In second place is Anton. In third place is Ryan, and in fourth place is Haru because of it did not finish. We're now going to go into heat 2. So the racers have an opportunity to tweak their settings, their code. They could decide to go, to tighten up their PIDs. They just decide to turn the throttle up. They could maybe, if they've had time, they could even train a new model. But we're going to see what they do next time. Same order. So Rainer, you and Antonin are back up. And while we're doing that, Rainer, have you changed anything?
Well, we changed the position of the camera to put it a bit more upwards and tilt it downwards, so we did not have to crop to have maximum number of pixels of the left and right lane, and we try to optimize that to have the maximum of the activations. So we checked that, and then we took something like 10 parts of something like 10 laps. Mm-hmm. So and train that. So it seems to end up with a solid model. What we didn't do is explicitly avoid the cone collision that we are trying to do with the LiDAR data. So,
exactly. We'll be bringing LiDAR, simulated LiDAR in soon. And Rainer, did you change anything between the last heat and this one?
No.
Okay. Antonin, I guess we're going to need to restart this because Antonin is not in. Antonin, Jack, do you have the ability to bring Antonin in?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the times here. Just give me a moment.
No worries.
See how long it takes for one to go and start, and then I can bring them back. Mm-hmm. So very cute. So heads up then, Maxine. So once they go, then you can time them.
Yeah.
Okay, we have them both. Rainer is off. Antonin is off. Antonin, while we're going, can you tell us a little bit about your car and any changes you've made since the last heat?
Since it lasted nothing, but the car switched using reinforcement learning, so I never drove it because I'm quite a bad driver. And it's actually not really optimizing for the lap time, but for speed and smoothness. Lap time is on the secondary, so it doesn't do the optimal race line, but it still races quite good.
That's a big difference here, Chris. It's one of the few folks here using reinforcement learning. It's nice.
Yeah. So reinforcement learning, for those who aren't familiar with it, is one where rather than driving manually to teach it, instead what you do is you give it goals, rewards for staying on the track and penalties for going off the track, and you let it teach itself with many, many runs. That looks like a penalty, if you will. And so in training, that would be punished. But he did get a couple laps under his belt on this one.
Yeah,
so
got 2 laps.
2 laps. Okay, so let's the first lap was 28.72. Solid, very solid first lap. Remember, he's in second place, so he stays in second place unless somebody goes faster than him. And has Rainer finished his 3 laps?
He's finishing, yeah.
Finishing now? Okay, terrific.
Yeah. So first lap of Rainer is 30.1.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that here.
Interestingly, it's faster than his first lap last time, even though he made no changes. So who knows why?
It's quite slower. No?
Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's lower. But he made no changes. So who knows why? Lap 2.
All right. So lap 2 is.
Now, while Maxime is doing the times, Rainer, you mentioned you were not training for the cone because you're waiting for LiDAR. I can't remember. Did you hit the cone?
No, I didn't see hitting the cone.
So that's just luck.
No. I mean, all good.
Yeah, so
No
but
cone
that
hitting.
presumably was just luck because the cone happened to be in a different place than your racing line. Had the cone been placed elsewhere, maybe you might have hit it if it had been in the way of your racing line. So that's the kind of thing that introduces an element of randomness to it. By the way, Maxime, is the cone repositioned every race, or every or just does it stay in the same place for the whole day?
Well, it will stay in the same place for the whole day, but maybe next time we'll maybe change it. It's totally possible to change the place of the cone during the race. But this time we said to ourselves, it will be fair that everyone has the same cone, and so everyone race with the same conditions.
By the way, that cone in the middle of the track, there's just a penalty. The cone's on the outside of the track on the walls. If you go on the wrong side of that cone, that's a disqualification.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have more times?
I have the second lap, which is 25.8, and the last lap, which is 25.6.
Okay, so his second lap was slower, but his third lap was faster.
A bit faster, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, then this gives him a total time of 81.5, which is a little bit slower. But nevertheless, it's the best time. So he retains his 79 as his best time. And for Antonin, I believe did he only have one lap or did he have two?
He had two.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. Yeah, it takes quite a lot of time. So I'm sorry, but next time we will automate that better. So
no worries.
So you are asking me the second lap time?
Second lap time, yeah.
All right. Oh, we actually did only one.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it is worth noting that his first lap was faster than his previous one, so that bodes well for his third heat. Now we have Ryan and Haru up for their second heat. Again, this is a behavioral cloning versus reinforcement learning. Oh, no, that's not right. These are both behavioral cloning. Antonin, I think, is the only reinforcement learning.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're both up. I believe I have to start them manually. On your mark, get set, go. Haru is up. They are both up. Okay.
Pretty smooth. Nice.
Yeah, very smooth.
Yeah.
Guys, have either of you changed anything since the last heat?
Well, nothing.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan hit the cone.
Yeah.
Haru, I think, did not.
No.
Yeah, I do find the RCA's RGB color choice really tricky because when I was training on the track, like when I go behind him, I always go off track.
Interesting.
Yeah, because of the so strong RGB color of his choice.
So the bright blue turns out to be a competitive tactic.
Yep.
Okay.
I was never prepared for that.
Yeah, well, that's racing for you. All right, you guys are both doing well. With the exception of the penalties for hitting the cone, you both look super smooth. Position-wise, it's a little hard for me to tell who's going faster, but it looks like Haru is gaining, but I could be mistaken about this. We'll see.
No, you're correct. You're probably going to put a lap over now.
Yeah, there. Oh, boom. And we have a pass. A very nice pass, too, without contact.
Woohoo! Go CSD. No pressure.
Okay, so faster, but we do have penalties on every lap. So we'll see whether those 3 seconds turn out to be the, probably will not turn out to be the the deciding factor in the rankings since he's going so quickly. But it looks like they're going to finish all 3 laps, which is awesome.
Also, I am wondering if like anyone has managed to make the virtual LiDAR working at all.
Not yet. It's pretty complicated, and we are working on that for the next race. We will make that better.
Yeah, I believe Ryan has finished his 3 laps. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's put those times in.
All right, so so for Haru, first time is 26.1.
26.1. Mm-hmm.
Second is 23.9.
23.9.
And then I'm compiling everything. And I have also the first one for Ryan, which is 38.1.
38.1. That seems, yeah, okay.
Right, so
And if I'm not mistaken, Ryan has 3 cone hits and Haru has 0.
yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one for Ryan is 35.6.
Mm-hmm.
And last one. And last one is 35.5. So he's quite regular.
He
I mean,
is. He is.
And for Haru,
Okay. By the way, Ryan is a little faster than last heat. He did 109 for his total. However, I have to add 3 seconds to that, so it's now actually a little slower. 112.2. Haru, on the other hand, we just need lap 3 for him.
23.5.
23.5, and no cones, right?
Yeah, no cones at all.
That's excellent.
So.
Okay, so I think we may have a new first place. We do. So, Rainer, bad news. Haru has now moved into first place with 73.5 against your 81.5. So the ranking currently is Haru is number 1, Rainer is number 2, and Antonin is number 3, and Ryan is number 4. Okay, so that is the end of heat 2. We now have the last heat. Rainer and Antonin. So Rainer, you're going to have to change something or you're not going to win.
Yeah, no chance to change anything. So it's just we're hoping for the luck.
You're hoping for luck. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Antonin, you're going to have to change a lot if you want to win. Can you change anything?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe starting on the right will be a little bit better, but that's all.
Okay. I'm not sure we can arrange that, or at least I think it seems random. Jack, is there anything you can do to determine their starting position? Is it random?
Yes, I can start one before the other. So just let me know what order I should go. So who want to be on the right side?
Antonin would like to be on the right.
Okay, so I can start him first. Just give me a moment then, because I have been playing with these scenes, as you probably noticed.
Yeah, and for next time, I'll have a better software to compile all the time, and it will be better than just handwriting it.
It's already good now.
Yeah. Rainer, by the way, I made an executive decision to let Antonin start on the right. Are you okay with that?
Yes, that's okay.
All right.
Just to be fair, we started 2 times on the other side, so that's totally okay.
All right. Jack, we are waiting for you. And he is off. Okay, that's
should we restart the
You want to do that? Because I don't think they're going to keep the same position if I start, but I can. Okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because if I start Rainer, that the model load slower, you're going to be on the right side. I always have to start Anthony now first, so just be ready for that. Okay.
All right.
I'll let you know. So I stop both of them. I'm gonna be getting as soon as we disconnect. Okay, here we go. Did I do this right? Right side is Anthony. Yeah.
Yep, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he is off. And then
All right.
here
So
goes
this is
Rainer.
race.
Yeah, this is race.
All right. Perfect.
And Rainer is off as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And Antonin just collided with the cone on the start of his lap.
Collided with a random cone.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
So it's
that's
1 second penalty.
Is this how you drive in France? You just go drive over the cones and don't worry about it? No,
Sure.
Exactly.
yeah, he hit the cone on the
Always.
second lap too.
Yeah.
Although starting on the right-hand side may give him a time advantage, it does seem to increase the number of times he's hitting the cone. So different racing line.
Hey, Anthony, I have a question for you. So then once you have this training, then your racing line always going to be the same, or there is some kind of random seeding of your racing line as you drive? Or it's basically become a programmable, repeatable event?
There will be more or less the same, but because the servers there's some communication delay, then it might be slightly different. But it's going to be very similar in terms of how it behaves.
It looks like Antonin has finished his 3 laps. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think he hit 2 cones, but not 3. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm ready for his time then.
First lap time is 27.7 for Anthony.
Mm-hmm. That's a little bit faster than his. That's his fastest time so far on first lap. So he was right about that. We'll take a second off later.
The second one is 25.6.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is 25.5.
25.5. Okay, so before the penalties, that is a total of 78.84, but we're adding 2 seconds, so that's 80.84, which is good, but does not better than Rainer's best, which is 79, and definitely not better than Haru's best. So he remains in 3rd place. Can I get Rainer's time?
Yeah, so 28.7,
Mm-hmm.
then 25.6,
Mm-hmm.
and last one. And last one is also 25.6.
Okay.
So,
and no penalties.
no.
So his total is 79.9, which is good, better than his second heat, but still not better than his original 79 for the first heat. All right, so we now go to, so basically there's been no change in the positions. It continues to be at the moment, Haru 1, Rainer 2, and I believe Antonin number 3. We now go for our final race in the head-to-heads, and this is going to be Ryan versus Haru. Haru, you really don't need to do anything at this point. You're in first place, and Ryan, you need to really pick it up. So you need to do something differently.
Go UCSD.
Yeah. Ryan, have you changed anything?
I've quickly done I've added some training data, but some of it hasn't been trained into it yet.
We'll see. You did something. I'm impressed. That's the right way to go. Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
They are both off.
They're both off. Okay, so You know, Haru is Trident is the fastest, and we expect a good time. He doesn't need to go. He's already got time on the board, so this is just showing off at this point. RCAI has now changed their model. We're going to see whether that makes a difference in Ryan's time. It's a very smooth model, Ryan. You should feel happy about that. You know, you're up against some tough competition with Haru. So far, everyone seems to have missed the random cone, which is excellent.
Yeah.
Again, if they touch the outside cones, that's fine, as long as they're not on the wrong side of the outside cone. Oh, I think Ryan nicked the cone.
No, not on my
all right.
side.
All right, good. Then my eyes deceive me.
No, I mean, it's quite complicated because the hitbox of the cone isn't really the same as the shape of the cone itself. So we are getting quite indulgent with hitting the cone. So
exactly. Oh, an exciting almost crash. Haru swerves off the track. Ryan continues. Also remember that the bodies of the cars, which are simply aesthetic, they all look the same, but they might have different dimensions, and so it might look like the body is hitting the cone, but it may be that it's not, because the hitbox is smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, so Haru is a do not finish, I believe, unless he'd already finished his 3 laps. I
think it's close, like 2 meters to the finish line.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. You already, your previous time holds, but Ryan did finish.
Yeah, it just finished.
Yeah, let's see how he did. So Ryan's trying to beat the time of a 111. So let's see if he did.
All right. So first lap is for Ryan is 36.4.
Mm-hmm.
Second is 35.3.
Mm-hmm.
And then last one is 34.9.
And he hit the cone 0 times? I can't remember.
None hit the cone.
Okay, very good. So his total is 106. So Ryan, congratulations. Your change really improved your time. It took you from 111 seconds to 106. So it took almost took 5 seconds off your time, which is excellent. Not good enough to change the rankings, but progress, and definitely means that you are going the right direction for next race next month. So that leaves us with our final rankings in the heats of Haru number 1, Rainer number 2, Anthony number 3, and Ryan number 4. Guys, should we have the number 1, number 2 do a kind of head-to-head, since they were not actually, Rainer and Haru were not racing head-to-head before?
Yeah, let's bring them
let's
on.
go.
All right, so Rainer, so this is gonna be our last race. This one, unless you guys have made changes, we can almost predict how this is going to end up, but the two are very close. And, there all it takes is a little crash or a little interference between the two, and it could change the outcome.
Ryan, I need you to disconnect, please.
Hi, now you need to change your color to bright blue.
I will adapt that, yes.
Yeah, I'll do the same for the next race.
Okay, so Ryan, if you can disconnect, thank you. And now we're going to have Haru versus Rainer for the winner of the day. Haru's best time is 79 point. Sorry, that's not right. Is 73.5, and Rainer's best time is 79. So they're close. And I think do they go on their own? I guess they go on their own. All right.
One of that is automatic. So let's restart this because I just finished the other. So
okay.
Were you ready for that?
Yeah, we're gonna. Should we restart?
Yeah. Just Haru, I'll give you a heads up when you should maybe press your go. Just a guess. You can see. No, I'll see before you. Just so them.
Yeah, just tell me when I should.
Now we've given Haru the inside lane, even though he's the fastest. Rainer, are you okay with that?
Okay, Haru, go for it.
Yeah, still hoping
Good.
for more luck.
All right. Haru's off. Rainer is off. Okay. So Rainer, you have you changed anything?
No, no changes.
No. Okay. So basically you're hoping that Haru is going to hit a cone or go off the course, which he has done. He's gone off the course in the past once, I think. So luck could be in your favor today.
In the future, if you have different models, Tony and I already tested it this morning. It took me like 10 seconds to get a new model, as long as I don't have to get the whole container image installed again.
So Haru is looking very smooth, has not hit any cones, neither have hit a cone today, and Haru is continuing to pull ahead. But, you know, there's that one corner he just passed where he did go off the course last time, so it is possible.
Well, as long as RCA is not there.
That's right. That's right. I believe that
we could say that Haru has the home advantage.
he does.
He doesn't. That's not real life, so it'll be the same for everybody. So don't come and say, "Hey, you got some SSD, you're racing right there."
No latency issues either.
No.
Is that second lap or third for Haru?
I guess third.
That's third.
Yeah,
Okay.
third.
So I think that is it. Rainer is now finishing his third lap, and we have a victor. Congratulations, Haru. You are the winner of the day. Congratulations, Rainer. You are in number 2. I'll just put in your final times just to see whether anybody got a better time, so they can, you know, compare that in the future. Maxime, do you have times for Haru?
Yeah, so 26,
Mm-hmm.
then 23.9,
Wow.
and then 23.8.
Okay, so this gives him a total time with no penalties of 73.7, which I believe is, let's see, his previous best time was 73.5. So it's actually not better than his previous best time, but it's still excellent time and would have continued to keep him in first place. And Rainer's time?
So first time is 29.7.
Mm-hmm.
Second is 25.4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I messed this up. And again, 25.4.
Okay. Also no cone. So
No
Rainer,
cone.
let's see whether you your time improved. You got an 80.5, which is pretty, you know, it's one of your better times, but not your best. Your best was your very first one at 79. So congratulations, both of you. Excellent racing, good times. And thank you for our track master and simulation master for the course, for the you know, the server, for all the code that's running in the background to make this go so smoothly. That was I think a glimpse of where we're going coming up next month, and we do this monthly. We'll probably be adding LiDAR. We may see the cones randomize more. Maxime, anything else you want to add for next month?
I mean, I don't know for the moment. Maybe just randomize more the cone. Maybe add some physics to the cone. I don't know for the moment. I think we will just make some more randomized cone and maybe add some more penalties to it, because once again it could be deterministic, but I think it makes a difference when you avoid a cone, whether you know, don't avoid it. So we will see.
Mm-hmm.
So we race again on this track, maybe 2 times each track, and then move on. I agree. I like the idea of the randomize some of the cones, and then like you have to do it, right? And hopefully by then the LiDAR come on board and help. But for everybody to know, through vision, we have some experience that this does work to avoid cones.
Jack, anything you want to add about changes for next time?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So we're gonna definitely then change the cones for each race in terms of randomize and maybe put more than one cone on it. I think it's a good incremental challenge.
Terrific. All right. Well, I'll be announcing the next race. It'll be a Saturday, 4 weeks from now. So we can predict it'll probably be, what is today? Today's the 27th. So it'll probably be March 13th. Saturday, March 13th. In the meantime, you can sign up, at the meetup. You can come to donkeycar.com where you can see the guide to running a server, running the simulation on your own machine, to training on your own machine. That's continuing to be updated. There's also going to be a tutorial on how to make a Docker container and send the Docker container to Jack. Jack, did I get that right, actually? Is there
yeah, this is it. That's exactly what I'm doing. Exactly, it's Chris. So
okay, very good. So you have a month to basically train. The track you're seeing today is the track we'll see in next month. So you can train against the right track. I encourage you to train starting from different lanes, maybe going different directions. Try to randomize, some cones. Just give it a lot of variety to look at, so you'll have a more robust model. But you've got 4 weeks to play with it, and it's all there, ready to be played with on the website. So thanks, everybody, and we will see you next month.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks, everybody. Adam, good to see you and your son. Hopefully you're going to be racing next time, huh? Get him going.
Yeah, will do.
Haru, very nice. I'm not going to sit on the corner as a timeout as a student. You did all right.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks. Bye, all.
Good. Merci beaucoup. Duncan, bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Obrigado.
Bye-bye.
See you.